Good morning. Oh my goodness. So anyway, yesterday I was in so much pain, kids. Oh. But today's so far a little bit better. Anyway, so I want to talk about the Beauty Truth. Love her. But I love the way that she does her videos. I mean, yeah, she puts them up later because she does a lot of digging and a lot of work into her videos, and I absolutely love it. So I liked her conspiracy theory scenario on Thomas Halbert, which, you know, really gets your mind like thinking, you know, it really does. So did Thomas Halbert start Dramageddon? No, I don't think he started, but I think he had a big influence on it. I do, because this is just my take on it, guys, you know, my take. And ooh, it was a dry weekend in the drama community. Guys, it was dry. What's going on? First it was, that's why I said it can be pop, 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 and all of a sudden just poof, everyone's behaving themselves. That's why you know y'all live for the drama. Stop it. You live for it. Anyway, totally kidding. No, I'm not actually. I'm not kidding. That's so true. So anyway, I'm just waiting for Miss Holly's bus to come in a few minutes. I gotta put her wheelchair down. So I don't think he like necessarily started it, but I think he had a lot to contribute to it. Because if I, you know, in Gabriel Zamora's video, and I had to watch it again yesterday, his My Truth video, and he was talking about how Manny MUA talks about Jeffrey all the time. He's like, what are you talking, you know, what do you mean? You talk about him all the time. You say things about him all the time. And obviously around that time, Thomas Halbert is pumping, you know, Manny's, you know, head with all this shit. So therefore, naturally he's talking more about Jeffree Star, and there's little Miss Holly. See my baby girls. Hi. So anyway, hold on a second. She had to come say hello. She had to come say hi. So anyway, yes, we're waiting for our school bus to come. And wait, I know you guys wanted to see her. Woohoo! So anyway, she was meowing, so I had to pick her up and give her a kiss. But, so he was saying all this shit to Manny, pumping his head, so therefore Manny's flapping his gum-gums about, you know, Jeffrey, and then all this shit's going on, and then hence Dramageddon begins. So I don't obviously think he started it, but I think he had a big contributing factor to it. I mean, I really think, I don't know what happened between Manny and Jeffrey, and I think even from watching his first documentary before, you know, Thomas Halbert came in and he was able to swoop without finishing that, you know. I don't know if people were really wanting to see the rest of that, or, because, you know, he got a lot of, like, kind of negativity for that too anyway, so in a way I kind of agree, all right, let's stop the docuseries shit and let's just move forward. I mean, I do, because he was getting a lot of hate for it anyway. But I really think that whatever he did to Jeffree Star, he had to have hurt him significantly. And I really think a lot of what Manny did to Jeffree Star had to do with Jeffrey introducing him to ways to start off his brand. And then, you know, I think Jeffrey got the butt end of the deal in that. No pun intended. I'm kidding. But I really think he got the, you know, crap end of the stick. But I think really Thomas Halbert maybe had a good chunk of something to do with the Dramageddon. I mean, if the timeline, if we look at it, if everything's adding up, you know, with, you know, Thomas Halbert going over, you know, Jeffrey's house, the time dates, you know, them being in Ibiza, you know, Thomas, you know, texting Manny and stuff like that. The only thing I gotta say for Thomas Halbert is, like, I know he probably thinks, you know, it's career suicide or whatever. I really do think he needs to take some time off and grow up a lot of it. Because you can't be that type of person. You can't be, I'm gonna go get information from this person and use it against that person, and I'm gonna, you just can't do that. You know, it gets you nowhere, and obviously he'll learn that lesson real quick. Because when you try to play both sides of the fence, you end up becoming the fence. You know what I mean? You end up becoming what no, nobody's going to go to you, because that does happen when you go to one person, and even though that they may not be friends or whatever, but there's always that inner circle. There's always that circle, and what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? So when it starts here, it's going to come full circle and get back the way around. So you can't go to one person, pump them for information, go tell that person, and not expect for it to rotate back around to that person. I mean, that's just a, very easy life lesson that Thomas Halbert has failed to learn. But I think that was very crappy behavior on his part, just to try to use Jeffrey to get back at Manny. And then that, instead of trying to use people, instead of trying to be that little weasel, that little gossiper, that little, just concentrate on you, on being you, and worrying about your shit. Never mind what, Frick did the frack. I mean, just don't, if it doesn't involve you, don't let it be you. I mean, that's it, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you ain't got nothing to do with it, stay away, But I think he needs to learn a really hard life lesson with that, because, well, I think he is learning a hard life lesson for that. You can't treat people that way. You can't use people as puppets. People aren't meant to be used as puppets. We're people with feelings and things like that. So on this note, that you're this far into the video, oh God, let the unsubscribing begin. I'm kidding. I was asked a question by a younger person, and it was a very good question. And I want to share it with you guys, and I want to share with what I said, because it was, I was discussing, the Jeffrey Thomas and, the N with the A at the end. And this was a younger person, and she says to me, no, it wasn't my child. She says, if you say that word, if you say that word, she goes, if you use slang, how does that make you a racist? Because in their eyes, they think it's just a slang word because it's so overpopularized. It really is. It is so, it's in the rap music, it's in lyrics. So many of our youth say that word. I mean, they just do, because it's in the music. I mean, every kid that, likes the music with that word in it, and they sing the song, they're saying the word, and I looked at this girl and I says, you know what? No, slang isn't racist. It's not. If you're educated on the wrong that it is, and you still use it, then it's racist. That's the way that I felt about the situation, because some of these, kids are just all wrapped up in the music and it's their thing. It's their whatevs, it's their thing. And they don't understand the real meaning and the hurt behind that word. So if they're just going about their day, singing their song, doing their thing, just living their life, not realizing exactly what that is, are they racist? Of course not. They're not. Because they don't know the power and the impact of that word. They just know that it's a song lyric. They just know that it's a phrase. Because when I grew up, that wasn't a phrase, and it wasn't the A at the end, okay? And you just did not use that, period. And I don't know when it became okay to put it in song lyrics. I don't know when that became okay. I don't know why it became okay. I don't know why it became okay. I don't know why it became okay, because it's confusing as shit to our youth. It's confusing. I mean, because how do we teach them exactly how disgusting and vile that word is, and popular music has that word in it, and it's okay, but it's not okay. You understand what I'm saying? So as a parent or as a person trying to say something to our youth, no, it doesn't make you racist if you don't know. But now that you know, will you say that word? Well, no, of course not. It shouldn't have ever been popularized. It really shouldn't have. It shouldn't be just thrown around like the word, you know, can or tomato. It shouldn't be put in a song lyric like, you know, like the word love is put in a song lyric. I mean, it shouldn't be put the way that it is, but unfortunately we can't fight that battle. I mean, hopefully someday people do fight that battle, because I don't think it should be there. But it was a very good question to ask, and I know it's a very controversial question, but as a person, you know, having children, you know, teens, and having, you know, teens around me and community, you know, that's a question that she had, and that was the way that I felt proper to answer. You know that you're singing this song, it doesn't make you racist, but this is why it is racist. This is why that word is disgusting, you know. And again, like, all they assume, well, it's not the ER, so it's okay. Well, no, it's not okay. It's not okay for anybody to say that word, you know. But if you're uneducated into the power behind that word, the meaning behind that word, and the degradation behind that word, and you still continue to use that word, then yes, that is racist. But if you're just doing it because you don't know any better and everybody else is, you know. So that's what I just wanted to say about it, you know, that it's just kind of a thing. And with all this stuff going on and involving that word, you know, and how our youth is just so misinformed and so confused, you know, because they are confused and they are misinformed. And, you know, that's a battle that we all, you know, as a society have to try to change. We have to try to change that word is so commonly used and thrown in song lyrics and thrown just everywhere like it's nothing. And it is something. It's something despicable, and it's something awful, and it's a terrible word. But keeping it real as I can possibly be, and I like to be 100% real with you guys, this is something that our youth faces. The complete uneducation of it, and the complete just, it's just there. It's just freaking there, you know? Anyway, so moving along. But what was uncovered about Thomas Halbert is that he was in Facebook forums, or, you know, admitting that he didn't like the race and all this other shit. So I don't even know how, you know, I don't even know why he did that shit, dude. It's like, he said that he knew that Jeffree Star had receipts and whatever, but did he maybe think his past would come up and bite him in the ass with the other stuff that was proven to be actually, you know, from him or whatever? No, he wasn't expecting that. So I think, I don't know, there's so much to think about it, but I just don't know why he did what he did. And, you know, it kind of makes him a crappy friend or a crappy person to be, because nobody's going to want to be around him. I mean, they're going to think, oh, you're going to go run and say everything that I say to that one. It's just like, who the hell wants to play that game? You know, who wants to play that shit? You know, like, hey, if I'm like venting about somebody or something, and I tell you, and you run and go tell that person, it's like, people, you know, we have the right to vent about people or whatever. It just doesn't mean you're supposed to go and fucking tell that person what we said, you know. But anyway, hopefully I don't get a, you know, whole bunch of hate mail and unsubscribers for that story I shared, and the feelings about how I feel about that word and how overpopularized it is, and how our youth is completely confused, because they really are completely confused. And it's up to us as parents, and up as mentors, and us as parents and mentors, or big brothers or big sisters, or aunties or uncles, or inspirers or influencers, to kind of change that, that word is not okay, and not to use it, and kind of hopefully stand to say, stop throwing that word around already. Just put the word to rest. Put it to bed. You know, make it as extinct as the damn dinosaurs are. You know, just that's what I would wish would happen. And I just wanted to share that with you, and share my sadness of why that, you know, is so sad, and that youth is confused. And I wanted to share that story just to show you guys how confusing our youth can be about that word. And that they're not racist and they just don't understand. So I hope that, you know, gets a little movement started of let's teach our kids about that word and about that it's wrong. So kisses to everybody.